Hey guys, welcome to Tickzon Mentorship Scheme, where we try to turn our hindsight into your foresight. And today I'm just going to talk about a couple of ways, at least me personally, I've been able to use to deal with stress. Because stress is in all our lives, whether you actively know it or you don't know it. So, straight into the meat and potatoes of the thing. One way I used to deal with stress was just basically pay it no mind. And this was not the greatest thing because you're just avoiding, but it is a way that a lot of people use to deal with stress, just by avoiding. I want to let you know that it does come back to hit you, so you want to be a bit more active about how you manage your stress, or at least be taking steps into making sure that you're not getting into those stress states. A little bit of stress is good, but too much is just unnecessary. Another way I used to deal with stress was just basically just saying somebody out there is suffering more than me or having a worse time than me, so I should just be grateful for what I have, suck it up and keep moving. And especially when I was in secondary school, that got me through many a tougher time, and you know, it helps, and if you find solace in that, that's good. Obviously the only thing I will preface is that understand, no matter who you are, no matter whether you're born with a grey, silver, gold, diamond spoon, everyone has problems, and you have problems to reflect the level that you're at in your life. So when I was working in a store, or I was working in a restaurant, or working in a corporation, then the problems I would have would be on that level. I would come home from work and be like, my manager, my shift, and this customer came in, etc, etc. If I'm working in a corporation, like, oh my days, these clients, blah blah blah. You go to families, like, oh auntie, like wagwan. And if you're Elon Musk, like, oh my days, the bank doesn't give me money, this car's not working, blah blah blah. No matter what level you are in life, problems will still arise and stress will still arise. So it's good to acknowledge that, even though as one way to deal with stress is understanding and appreciating that someone out there is stressed, not just stressed, but it's probably suffering more than you, it's still equally not to diminish the fact that you're going through what you're going through. What you're going through is very important, and even if it's that a spider's in your room that's stressing you out, and it's important to you, and that's all that matters. Your truth is your truth, and that's all that matters. Another way that I dealt with stress was just, I didn't dedicate any energy into anything that doesn't personally affect me, doesn't personally affect my money. Especially when I was working in the store, I used to see store politics. I'm like, does it affect my wage per hour? Does it affect my hours? Does it affect me personally? Is my name being mentioned? No. So I just stay out of it. Don't go and give yourself unnecessary stress by entering unnecessary beef. Obviously, if it affects you directly in terms of people, your loved ones, maybe interject, but sometimes maybe just leave it alone. And see if you can just advise them separately without being the one in the middle. Because funny enough, a lot of times when you're trying to do peacekeeper, the two people you're trying to do peace with sometimes can turn on you, and then you've just brought unnecessary stress onto yourself. So if it doesn't affect you personally, at times just ignore and just keep it moving. Now, another way I dealt with stress was just, even though it was directed at me, just don't care. Literally just don't care. At least for me personally, I'm in a point in my life where nobody can really be more disappointed in me than myself. So that gives me solace in that. If you're disappointed in me, that's cool. If I don't see it, then it's not really that deep to me. So the perspective in which you see yourself is very important in terms of how you see stress, especially if you're seeking validation from other people. And don't get me wrong, there's two things you should care about. One, how you see yourself, and two, how other people see you. Because as much as we want to say, oh, it doesn't matter what everybody else thinks, it does to an extent matter. We judge people in the first few seconds we beat them, and based on how we feel about them, trust, all those kind of things, we will say whether I'm willing to work with this person or not. So it does matter, but to the extent that you let what other people think affect your life is what is the nooks and crannies of the issue. So just, if you can ignore and just take it on the chin, go for it. Another way that I've been using to deal with stress or just problems in general, I remember watching this thing, and essentially, to sum it up, I basically tell myself that, listen, God, I know you don't give me anything that I can't handle, but you know what? Sometimes I wish you didn't have this much confidence in me. And I literally heard somebody else say this, and he was articulating his thoughts. He had cancer. He's a speaker. He had cancer, and somebody was asking him, like, you know, he started laughing. It's like, you know, what's wrong, blah blah blah. And he was like, listen, I was just laughing. I was thinking about Mother Teresa, and it was like, look, God, I know you bring this cancer and blah blah blah, because he beat cancer the first time and he was going into remission. And it was like, God, I know you don't give me any more than I can handle, but I wish you didn't have this much confidence in me. It's almost like Job. It's almost like all of that, you know. And problems will arise, but understand you have the tools to get through it. So I just look at it as like, regardless of what problem that comes in, I just ask myself, not only that, why do you have this much confidence in me, but what are you trying to teach me and what can I learn from it? Because of the times that I look at, all the times that stressed me out, whether it was at work, whether it was personally, all these kind of things, has personally helped me grow and make me understand myself and giving me skills that kind of betters me in general. So in those times where it's like, okay, you're at work and your boss is on your case, and it's like he's every day, I'm thinking, okay, now, and I'm not gonna lie, it's so savage when you do this to yourself, because like you're thinking to yourself, why am I even thinking like this? This is not nice. I want to rant more. It's like, what can I learn from this? In this situation, you learn how you can deal with somebody like that. If they're a micromanager, you can see how you can learn to deal with being under pressure, tight deadlines, all these kind of things. You know, if you're in a relationship and the person's arguing bad, then you know how to deal with somebody who argues better, or how to get your negotiation skills better, or how to listen more, or how to just reflect on your own self. So in all these situations, where as bad as it is, it's a good time to reflect, or a good time to see what that situation can teach you. The final way that I used to deal with stress was just distracting myself, especially distracting myself just from it. Just leave it alone and go do things that are better for you, essentially. And you know, whether it's play games, watch things. Comedy is very good. Comedy, oh my days, when you start laughing, it's like, I was angry at you, man, but like, I can't be angry no more. And just literally, now this is the last one. One of the very good ways that I've learned how to deal with stress, especially when somebody's trying to get under my skin, is just to leave the situation. Literally, I'll just say, listen, we're gonna postpone this conversation, or I need to leave this conversation, because right now I don't want to be here, and I'm gonna say something that I don't want to say. Because everything, you have to mind what you say, you have to mind what you do, and how you because the only thing you can control is how you react. So when you're under pressure, under stress, if the environment is too stressful for you or too toxic for you, take yourself out of it and go and breathe. Like for me, if I go outside, give me like a minute to breathe, and I come back, I can collect my thoughts. It stops me from saying something mad or something like that, you know. So if you're in a stressful situation, you guys are barking, you're arguing, all these kind of things, recognize when it's not productive anymore. There's a point at which people are arguing, or they're stressed, and it's like, no, this is not working anymore. Even when you're revising, there's a point where you're just like, you're reading so much, but you know nothing's going into your brain. Take a break. Take yourself out of that situation. Schedule procrastination into your daily routine. I do that, and it helps me to be hella productive. So yeah, if the situation is getting too mad, regardless what it is, work, whatever it is, take yourself temporarily out of that environment. Even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, go to a well-being room, go outside and take a walk, get some fresh air. Just take yourself out of that environment and recollect your thoughts, and that way it stops you from escalating it from 0 to 100 when it's just like, nah, you can come back and just be like, this is a real thing. So guys, thank you for being here with us today. This is just one of our another deep dives. You'll be seeing some more mentors on the page. So thank you for rocking with us, and I hope you're doing okay, hope you're smiling, hope you have a blessed day. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment below, and we're just here to try and turn our hindsight into your foresight in every single shape or form, trying to make all of us become successful in this world. So thank you.